Welcome. In today's video I want to discuss a little bit about economic bailouts. And basically, I'm not the biggest fan of bailouts. It's kind of an unfair system, really. If you're going to take money from a group of people in the form of taxes and then hand it to somebody that was struggling, that kind of goes against the whole purpose of capitalism, really, and competition. And I know in the past, we've seen bailouts and too big to fail and all of these things, but when you break it down on the country level and on a business level and on even a state level and an individual level, besides basic human rights, it never is fair to take from somebody and then turn around and hand it to somebody else. I mean, in any form of justice system or anywhere around the world, that's just kind of considered stealing, basically. But when the government does it, it's some sort of essential, thing you're going to need to save the economy. Well, in today's unfortunate state of affairs, a lot of things are considered too big to fail. I can see a point when we have states with municipal bonds and with deficits that they're running and pensions, that they run into some hot water, and then I could easily see we get into a point where the federal government has to bail out this state or that state. And how fair do you think that is to the other states? If you live in XYZ state and you're doing the right thing, and the neighbor state's doing the wrong thing, and they get in a bunch of debt and they're irresponsible and they're spending more money than they have and making bad decisions, and here you are, the money that you're paying goes to bail out your neighbors for doing the wrong thing. That's kind of wow. That's got to make you feel bad. It's almost like the situation in Europe where you have the other countries in Europe keep bailing out countries like, say, Greece, and I'm sure it's frustrating. I don't live over there and haven't been, but from what I hear, it's not the best situation over there. And let's take a look at this on a company level. So if we're American auto manufacturers and we're not building cars people want, and we're not competing, and we're not coming in at price points people want them, and we're losing money, you think it's fair to take money from, say, like Honda or Toyota, who's building cars here in the US? We're going to take their money in the form of taxes and just hand it over to somebody that's doing the wrong thing. So we're going to punish you for doing the right thing and take a percentage of what you have, and we're going to turn around and we're going to hand it to your competition for doing the wrong thing. And anytime we have a situation like that, it's kind of scary it's scary for the economy. It should be scary for foreign investment. It's really concerning. So, luckily out of this last bailout thing years ago that we got out of that habit. But it's something that, I think you should be aware of if it starts happening in a country you've been putting money in, and all of a sudden the government's trying to prop up these businesses that are failing. There's probably trouble brewing ahead, and you've already may have likely lost a significant amount on your initial investment. Another interesting point about bailouts is the fact that the economy is like a forest. When you get all this dead weight at the bottom and a forest fire comes and cleans out all that debris and that overgrowth, a lot of times the forest can come back stronger. Well, if we didn't have the bailouts, we would have these companies that would have went bankrupt or been forced to adapt or had to restructure their finances differently, and that would leave the opportunity for new companies to be formed, or for companies that did things in the correct way to survive. Taking money from the companies that were doing the right thing, handing it to companies that are doing the wrong thing isn't the answer. You're not going to come out ahead with a better economy from doing that. The free market likes to reward success. If you're successful at doing something, more customers come to you, or you get a better profit margin, and that can drive out your competition. And now your competition has to either adapt to what you're doing or change, maybe change their profit structure, or just, go out of business altogether. And this happens daily in the free market. So if you're gonna get involved with, oh, we must save this company or we must save that company, all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. You're punishing success. You're not letting the market regulate itself and get rid of all of the poorly ran companies on its own, and create the foundation for stronger, better, newer companies to emerge. And, so when I look at a country or an economy that's discussing like bailouts or anything like this, it always puts up red flags in my head, because I know that it's counteractive to what capitalism does and how it works, how capitalism functions. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video on bailouts, and if you liked it, go ahead and click the like button, let me know, and feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks.